mother and grandparent alone always wants what's best for their children. People know that it's very important for things such as car seats, baby gates, electrical outlets, but you always want your child safe, but people don't realize that there's one very important way to keep your children safe, and that's immunizations. How tragic is it whenever you hear that a child has died? It's very tragic whenever you hear that what the child died of was completely preventable. In New York City, there was a 8-month-old that contracted measles and died due to it. This child was not immunized because the child was under the age of 1 year old to where she could not receive the measles vaccination. However, she contracted it from a 2-year-old that she was in daycare with that their mother chose not to immunize their child. Therefore, I believe it's very important to have your children vaccinated. First, you want to know what are vaccines and why are they so important. Secondly, are they safe? And everyone knows the controversy that's in the media about vaccinations, and it kind of concerns people. And then lastly, what can you do to help with immunizations and to help people vaccinate their children? The American Pediatric Association defines vaccinations as a suspension or a liquid of the killed virus or bacteria that's injected to the muscle that is given for the prevention of a disease. Immunization can save your child's life. Because of the advancement in science, the diseases that once killed or left our children crippled are now no longer in existence. For example, polio. It was once the most feared disease in this country, but now because of vaccinations, there currently have been no cases in the United States for the past 5 years. In 2010, the CDC reported that there was over 21,000 cases of whooping cough under the age of 6 months old. 26 of these children died. Unfortunately, some of the babies were too young to be completely vaccinated. Therefore, it was up to the adults in their lives to be vaccinated to protect them. You may be thinking that this all sounds wonderful, but are they safe? And the answer is yes. Vaccinations are now safer than ever. Vaccinations go through multiple years of testing. The CDC reports that the vaccinations take 5 to 10 years before they're given to the public. There's scientists test them. They run through a testing of patients. So therefore, they're very, very safe. The major discomfort of this is it may cause pain or redness at the injection site. However, these side effects are very minimal compared to what the actual disease could cause if it wasn't death, but the side effects of the disease that would cause. In the news today, there has been some cases in which people believe that vaccines are causing autism. However, in February 1998, a British article published, it was the Lancer, published an article that reported that the MMR vaccine caused autism. After this was published, people became very fearful of the vaccine and no longer immunized their child. But in 2004, they had to publish a retraction that was submitted by 10 of the 13 authors that stated that there was no link between the vaccine and autism. The true cause of autism is not known, but there has been no evidence that shows that it is vaccinations. Parents are often noticing the onset of autism between the ages of 18 months to 24 months, and this is the age range in which children receive their most vaccinations. So now it's important for you as the public to know what can you do to help out. Have your child vaccinated. If we continue to vaccinate now and completely, parents in the future may no longer have to worry about diseases that we have today. Therefore, you need to vaccinate yourself and your children. And it's important to share your knowledge. It's also important that if you have any questions or concerns that you make sure that you speak to your pediatrician or your family doctor. Don't rely just distinctly on the internet or something that you read in a paper. As you can see, immunizing and vaccinating your children is very important. I've told you what immunizations are and why they're important, how they've become very safe, and even covered some of the controversies that the public has. Also, I've told you what you can do to help this cause. How would you feel if that child that was killed in New York City was your child or your family member? It's not fair for someone else's child, for someone else or their children to determine your child's safety or their living, especially if the untrue information is given. Vaccinate yourself and your children. Help the world, not just yourself. And I've included for my visual aid. This is the CDC, the recommendation for the vaccinations, and it's done by years. And then this is a poster that the CDC has published that's to help fight measles. And this is a poster that they have published about whooping cough.